So guys, today we've got a video here going over the top 5 biggest changes coming with Marvel Rivals Season 2.5. We have a brand new hero, brand new maps, a Jeff rework, and a whole load of other stuff to go over in this video, so let's just dive straight in. First, let's go over the brand new character, that being, of course, Ultron. Now, this is going to be a brand new strategist hero, which is very unique for Ultron. I didn't think he'd be a strategist, but either way, his primary fire seems to be a laser beam style attack that seems to do a larger chunk of damage, depending on how long you are locked on to a target. So if your aim's good, you're going to be dealing more damage, it seems, which is a very neat detail for his primary fire. He then also has on his left shift a little dash, because of course he is going to be a flying unit, so he's going to need some way of evading fire, and that's going to be his way of doing that. And another thing to note from his left shift is that it also seems to give him a little bit of a shield as well, so it can be used there as a little bit of a self-heal, which is pretty decent. Then for his other abilities, he seems to have these drones that he can send out, and you can see who's marked by a drone thanks to the little player icon that shows above the marked players' heads. Believe that this drone will just give healing over time whenever they're marked. Pretty self-explanatory stuff there. Seems that he can't mark multiple characters, he can only mark one at a time, so his healing might be a little bit limited there, but we'll have to wait and see once we get in the game properly. And then for his other ability, to be honest, I don't know how this one works. He generates a shield in front of himself, but I don't know how that benefits his team in any way. It might give him and his nearby allies an overshield. You can see there's a little bit of overshield going on there with Storm and Iron Man in the footage, but we just don't know yet 100% how this all works. These are just my speculations on it, but then one thing that we definitely know how it works is going to be his ultimate ability, where he summons a load of other Ultron drones and they all shoot down a barrage of attacks which both heal allies and do massive damage to enemies. So he's kind of a dual healer plus damage character, which is quite unique for strategists in this game. Moving on, let's now talk new hero team-up abilities. So these were all shown off inside of the 2.5 kickoff video that the devs released. First new team-up ability is going to be Symbiote Shenanigans, with Venom being the anchor for this alongside Jeff the Land Shark. So he's going to be giving Jeff an ability that allows him to use a Venom symbiote to grant a healing effect to nearby allies, which looks absolutely incredible. For the next team up ability, it's going to be Punisher being the anchor for Black Widow, where Punisher grants Black Widow a new type of shot that allows her to pierce through enemy targets. So if you're a Widow player, have fun with that one. Moving on, we then have Hawkeye and Luna Snow, with Luna Snow being the anchor, providing Hawkeye a freezing arrow, which is probably going to be as broken as it sounds. And it was also mentioned that this arrow can go through terrain, so you'll potentially be able to damage targets through walls with this arrow, which just sounds absolutely disgusting. Then for the next new team-up ability, we have Rocket Raccoon and Penny Parker. For this one, Rocket is the anchor, and he now provides Penny Parker with a secondary pest mine, which sounds absolutely insane. But then also Rocket Raccoon also gains himself a pest mine-like ability, but for his deployable as well, which this combination, I can already tell, is going to be absolutely insane going into this brand new season. And then Iron Man and Ultron. Seems that Iron Man is the team-up anchor for this one, and he allows Ultron to basically get a new style of basic attack, where he's able to both heal allies and deal damage with one ultra-powered beam. So this looks, once again, insane, and it's going to be a very good healing option for Ultron, especially if he only has single target healing with his drones. Once again, no idea how those work, but we will learn pretty soon, I assume, because the new season does drop next week. And then we have one more brand new one, which is absolutely crazy in my opinion. This is Jeff the Land Shark and Storm, and you're going to be able to now combine their ults similar to a Human Torch and Storm situation, but now Jeff will be able to go inside of her tornado and turn it into a water tornado, and he'll also be able to consume targets who are also within the tornado range. So it's just a combination there of their ults, which looks absolutely hilarious, and I cannot wait to try this in game. Moving on to then the removed team-up abilities. These are going to be Chilling Charisma with Jeff and Luna Snow, Allied Agents with Hawkeye and Black Widow, Ammo Overload with Rocket Raccoon and Punisher, and then Symbiote Bond is also being removed. That's the one with Venom, Penny Parker, and Spider-Man. So those are all being removed with Season 2.5. Now though, let's quickly go over the Jeff rework, which we have a full breakdown here thanks to Miller Ross on Twitter. So, to give this a brief summary, I'm going to be playing footage in the background, but a new effect was added to Joyful Splash. This now deals damage to enemies at 70 damage per second and can heal allies through other allies and enemies. Damage fall off starts at 20 meters to a maximum of 65% at 40 meters, and reduced healing per second from 150 to 130. They've also changed Aqua Burst to a charge ability with a maximum of 3 charges and recharges at 3 seconds per charge, and it has a new effect where direct hits now launch enemies up, and they've increased the spell field damage from 40 to 45. They've also changed the effect of Healing Bubble from a one-time heal to Healing Overtime with increased healing amount from the previous instance of 85 to 120, but now over 4 seconds. And they have reduced the maximum charges from 6 to 3 and removed the enemy launcher effect. They've then added a new effect to Hide and Seek where it now has an energy cap of a maximum of 120 that drains by 20 per second while submerged and recharges 15 per second when not. So big nerf there to Jeff. He's no longer going to be infinitely in that hide and seek form, which I guess is okay, but still quite sad to hear. And then for the It's Jeff ultimate ability, Overflow Healing on swallowed allies now grants 45 health per second as bonus health up to 150, and they've increased the damage reduction received when taking a critical hit from 50% to 70%. And then finally increased the energy cost of his ultimate from 4,000 to 4,500. So very interesting changes there. I really like the change to Joyful Splash. This is going to be very good. The fact that he can now heal multiple targets even through allies with this effect is very great, and I'm quite a big fan now of him being able to both heal and damage at the same time with that one ability. Aqua Burst, kind of okay. It was quite a strong projectile attack, so that being on a charge now, going to require you to be a lot more careful with how you use those shots. You aren't just going to be able to spam them about and get lucky. You're now going to have to aim a lot more with this character rather than just spam it at a certain direction. Main bit that I'm sad about is the change there to Hide and Seek. You're going to now have to actually care about how much energy you have and how long you can spend in that submerged form, but that was a main point of complaint from other people, so I can understand the change there. And next up, we of course have a brand new map also coming with this season. From the trailer here, it does look like potentially a brand new payload map, which has me very excited. I do prefer payload style maps compared to the control the point maps, and this one is very heavily Ultron themed, so very interested to explore this map. Also in this trailer there was like a little robot in like what looked like a cage of some kind or just behind a glass wall, so I don't know what this could be, potentially teasing towards maybe another character or something. No idea, but either way very interested. There might be a load of other secrets on this map. You can see a whole load of other like Ultron robots or even other types of robots from the Marvel Universe, so a whole load of Easter eggs here as well, which I'm very excited to go and see. And then finally, let's talk general hero nerfs and buffs that are coming along with this season. So for Vanguard heroes, they're going to be nerfing Groot whilst buffing Doctor Strange and Magneto. Alongside this, they're also nerfing Captain America, as well as Emma Frost's Diamond form, because that was quite a strong ability. Moving on to duelists, they're going to be nerfing Human Torch, Iron Fist and Psylocke, whilst buffing Squirrel Girl, Punisher and Storm. And then for strategists, obviously we've seen the Jeff rework, but then they're also making some changes to Luna Snow in terms of her ultimate ability, and they're going to be increasing the amount of energy required for that. And those are the 5 biggest changes coming along with Season 2.5. Let me know if you guys are excited for this brand new season, whether it's trying out the brand new hero Ultron, experimenting with some of those brand new team-up abilities, or if you're just happy that Jeff is getting nerfed or reworked in some way. Either way, that's it from me here today, so hopefully you guys have enjoyed. If you did, remember to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.